Hi, everyone. I'm here today to tell you a little bit more about Booksource Classroom, which is the app that I'm suggesting that you use for helping you with a basic diversity audit. Now, again, a manual diversity audit is really the best way to do this. You'll see there are some downfalls with this version, but this can be a good starting point if you are overwhelmed. So, first, you will need to create an account and sign in. Once you have done that, you're going to notice that there's two sides to this app. There's a student end and a teacher end. And this is because on the student end, you can have this app work as like a book checkout system. So once all your books are scanned into this app, you are going to be able to check them out using the camera on your smartphone or an iPad or anything you want to do there, or if you have a scanner. And you can literally scan books out just as if you were in a library. So the students will check out books on their end using the student tab. Today, I'm just going to show you the teacher tab. It is always going to be password protected so that the students can't get into that side. And I'm going to go over some of the data here with you. So this was my classroom collection from when I taught middle school. I had 1,123 books. This is something that I scanned pretty quickly. I know that sounds like a lot of books, but this was not a really big undertaking. So hopefully you will be able to inventory your library this way. Um, it'll then give you data if you are using this as a book checkout system to who has your books checked out. You can import information and get data on like how frequently certain books are getting looked at and things like that. So can be really helpful. Today, I'm just going to show you the basics of what you need in order to conduct a diversity audit. So you are going to start by going to the library tab over here on the left. When you click into the library tab, this is where you're going to be adding your books. You have a couple of different options. First, you can just scan the ISBN. So if you have a scanner, that is the easiest way to do that. If you do not have a scanner, you may use your smartphone or iPad or anything with a camera that can scan an ISBN number for you. So once you scan your book, that is literally how easy it is. So you can see it says successfully added my book. If I do need to edit anything, I can click this little link next to it where it popped up. I don't need to do that, but you can see I've entered it twice. So I have two different copies of this book. You can add any location data. So if your books are in genre order, you could add like a genre section so kids know where to find it. You can also change the condition, which is nice. So like if something's in bad shape, you don't accidentally blame, somebody who's already checked out a bad shape book. So yeah, lots of good information there. And again, you just do this over and over and over again in your library section. However, I will say I would estimate about 20% of my books did not come up when I scanned the ISBN. And in that case, you will have to type in the title and author, which is kind of a commitment of time. But again, it was only about 20% of my collection. And you can make a decision on how you want to handle that. But once you have all of your books in here, I am now going to show you how to go to the diversity audit. So you're going to go back to the dashboard. You can see right here the diversity audit is already front and center. So I'm going to click to view. And then I have two different areas. I'm going to start with the data and analytics to show you. This is my very sad, not nearly diverse enough classroom library. And it gives you this percentage. The unknown section are the books that I didn't, that I had to manually enter, or books that were not able to be like technically found in the system. So that is why I'm telling you that these are less effective audits, because there's a good chunk that is not going to be audited. Also here, I can click into each section. So I'm going to click into the diversity tab. And you can see here that it sets up different sections of diversity based on what I have. So I'm going to click into the African American section. And then you can see, and I really like this breakdown, it's going to show me that I have 15 titles by Black or African American authors. I have 8 titles by Black illustrators. I have 14 titles with Black protagonists. And I have 10 titles that are just listed Black or African American heritage and culture. This is really good information. And again, note that the Black protagonists and the Black authors don't always match up, which means you potentially could have books with Black protagonists who are written by white authors that are still classified in this audit as diverse. So just a heads up, another kind of downfall with doing an audit this way. But again, it's better than no audit. You can go in and explore all of these different options. But if you scroll up to the top, this is the tab that I think is going to be extraordinarily helpful. In the issues and improvements section, it's going to show you the achievements that you've already, accomplished. Take those with a grain of salt, right? 15 books out of 1100 is not plenty of books featuring African Americans, but it's more than I have of other races. So these are the books that maybe you don't need to work on as much at the moment, even though I still am going to need to go in and add some of those as well. But the suggestions, it's telling me that I can consider adding more diverse books in general. And then it goes through each section that I really did not have very good representation on. So it'll say, consider adding books featuring Asian Americans. And the really cool thing is if you toggle this down arrow, it'll tell me that I only have 4 books that represent Asian Americans, and then it'll recommend books for my classroom. So if I wanted to view those, these are books that the app has flagged as books featuring Asian Americans. It'll give me the grade level, the interest level, the AR level, all of these different things. So you can go ahead and go through this app. I will tell you, I have never purchased anything from here. I have no idea what the carts lead you to. If you wanted to try that, it's something you can definitely play around with. But this is a really, really nice and easy way to add books to your collection. So if that's something that you are interested in doing, highly would recommend. But I want to go back and show you in the issues and improvements again. This is mortifying, but I did not have any books that represented the LGBTQIA plus community. And so the issues are like, hey, here's where you should really start, right? So I can go in here and again look at the books recommended for my classroom. And if you scroll down, you'll see that it really breaks things down into different categories, like I showed you before with the different protagonists, authors, illustrators, which is really, really helpful when you are considering adding these books to your collection. So I would recommend by starting with diverse authors. So if you wanted to find the authors tab, like here, consider adding books by Native American or Indigenous authors. That is definitely where I would start, is with the authors, because I think that's the best way to get diversity started in your classroom. So that is a super basic tour of how to use Booksource Classroom to create a diversity audit. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can call me at OIS or send me an email. My email is ejoel@orinda.k12.ca.us. So please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help in any way that I can. Thanks so much for watching.